Alright, YouTube, we are back here on the Alexander campaign. Let me go ahead and start by ending this turn, because I think we are ready to. And at this point in the campaign, I need to go ahead and build some more armies. I think 3 armies would do well here. I'm going to kind of send Alexander right down the center of the east, and then I'm going to build an army to deal with the north, and one to deal with the south. So that'll be my goal. But right now I'm building some stables and things so that I can provide more cavalry to my army along the way. As that I don't really have any good stables in any of my cities. So we're going to move my my Alexander army down towards Tyre here, which was apparently one of the famous battles in Alexander's history, and also one of the cities they were required to capture. So we will do that, and once we build another army, I'll finish capturing the rest of Asia Minor up there. Sorry, I got into a tongue twister there. Let's keep some buildings going in our cities here. Eventually, once I have enough settlements, I'll probably just put these things on auto-manage, but for now I'd like to get them building the type of buildings that I want. That way my economy will be decent. Okay, let's go ahead and end the turn again. And it looks like Tyre is going to have minimal defenses, so although this may have been an epic battle in Alexander's history in real life, it's going to be an epic, what do you call it, an epic surrender, I guess, on the part of the Persians. So we're going to maintain our siege there. And we've got some more construction finished. So let's go back to our towns and continue to improve them. That's one way your economy stays good is, of course some of these buildings don't necessarily have a focus on the economy, but once you finish building economic buildings, it's always a smart thing to go back and improve your military buildings. I usually go in that order because the computer's kind of crappy, and usually a minimal military can get you by. Let's see, I got a couple more turns till I have stables here. I do have barbarians up in the north, so I should probably train some extra troops back in my homelands here. Some of my cities are relatively undefended, so that I will do. That way I have a few troops around that I can ward them off with, and then eventually I'll probably, once I've dealt with the barbarians in the north, I'll just move those troops on into an army elsewhere. And sure enough, the barbarians are heading towards Pella. At least that's the way it appears. So we're probably going to face them there. Let's see again. I have one general here, and I've got a couple of units of hoplites that I can send down for reinforcement. So I should be able to hold that city pretty easily. And the Scythians won't be able to bypass me in one turn. So there we go, but I'll end up using these hoplites I'm training, like I said, for one of those other armies that I'll start moving. And I'm probably just going to train the cheapest troops possible, hoplites and Hypaspis. That way it will be simple to retrain along my way. It looks like Sparta needs me to start another building. Let's go ahead and build the stables here as well. That way we can train cavalry. Like I said, stables are lacking in some of my areas. Here I have some stables, so I'll train some of my cavalry from there. Let's go ahead and start some roads. That way our troops can move quicker to catch up. So I think what I'm going to do next is drop down here into the Egypt area, and then send one army up here north through the barbarian territories. Alright, Alexander could easily take Tyre, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to auto-resolve because this one isn't going to be worth watching. It's just basically a general's bodyguard and a couple of mangled spear units, which this is probably their faction leader. Huh. Yeah, he's probably their faction leader because I don't remember if I told you all or not, but I killed Darius in a big battle outside of that city up there, Lamp Caucus or Lamp, whatever it was. Anyway, yeah, I killed him. So there, that was probably their faction leader again. And he is now dead. Some of you have been saying too that I need to tear down the Persian buildings in my city, so I'll go ahead and do that, if it pleases you. Let's see which one of these I want to build. I'm going to build the Shrine to Zeus, then I'll build the sewer. I'm going to leave Alexander's in this army in this city for a little while, because they're going to need the troops there to help maintain the public. And we'll go ahead and retrain as many troops as we can. Mainly my spearmen are the one that I want retrained first, because they will hold the line best in a defense situation. Not that the Persians really have enough troop to cause me much trouble. Alright, looks like everything is in good shape for now. Let's see what kind of army I have here. Looks like the barbarians are still out here in my land. I do have enough men, I'm sure, to defend against them. And I'm training more. And I have a pretty good size army right here. I could probably just go ahead and march out of Byzantium and destroy the barbarians. I think I'll do that. I'll just leave my general in the city.
Prepare for battle!
Alright, yeah, they've just got some spearmen and stuff. This will be an easy win. I guess I'll show you some highlights. Looks like the barbarians are going to wisely use this hill advantage. And I'm just going to run my hoplites forward and give them a good old phalanx charge. And then once that mayhem catches the computer troops, I'm going to go ahead and take my cavalry in behind the lines. There we go, and I'm just going to leave my men marching forward in the phalanx now. And I'll grab my cavalry over here. The infantry fight is going to cost me almost no losses, as the barbarian troops will be almost worthless against the phalanx in a frontal assault. So that is why you want to do the phalanx charge. You want to get up in their face before they have a chance to flank you. And there you go, you can see all the barbarian infantry routing already. So it'll be that simple. Phalanx troops are always better than barbarian infantry in a head-on fight. So that's why when you play as barbarians on Rome Total War on any type of expansion, of course there aren't any phalanx troops in the BI expansion,
The gods have filled the enemy general with fear.
You always want to flank heavy spear troops.
Like a coward.
Which I believe there are heavy spear troops in BI. Anyway, this battle is over, and there's really no need to show you me hunting down the rest of them. See you back. Alright, after that battle, it offered me a new general, and that'll actually be a good thing. That way I can leave one of my generals in Byzantium, and you can see that he's age 20, so that'll lead to some good, long years of fighting. So I'm going to move these troops back towards Byzantium, and get them back there before the city starts to riot. In fact, we should probably go ahead and lower the tax rate while those troops are gone, and that'll keep the city in order, and then we can raise it back up later if we want to. But you can see that I'm making a decent income, so not a huge worry at the moment. And I think I'm going to train new troops at Halicarnassus. That way I can control, I can put cavalry and stuff there, but I will gather up some troops from Sparta as well, because I'm training some hoplites there. Let's see, that'll give me a total of 5 hoplites. And let's train a couple more. There we go. I want a pretty big army to take. And then I'm going to train some cavalry. Light cavalry will be more than sufficient. Alright, so I've got an army training. I'll put them together on ships, and we'll move them on as needed. Looks like there is a huge barbarian army up here to the north, a Scythian army. So we might want to make sure that we're prepared for that. Alright, this town is under control of the computer. Let's see. I'm going to need some more spear troops here, but it doesn't look like I can train any. Or yeah, I can. Here we go. Train a couple more units of phalanx troops. That way if the barbarians come, I'll be able to hold them off. But also, Lampsacus over there is in danger. But I could always take an army from Halicarnassus to help defend, or from Isis. So we should be able to defend from the barbarians at that point. And I want to go ahead and get all my troops here retrained. Let's see. We just need to end the turn because I have everything all set up. Alright, let's go ahead and end this turn. Before we can move troops around by boat too well, though, we still have the issue of the gigantic Persian navy that's out in the Mediterranean, and so we do need to defeat them. Wow, we got a bunch of buildings completed there. That's great. Okay, yeah, so the barbarians are just outside of ISIS, and or Isis, however you want to say that. I've got plenty of troops there, I think, to hold them off. It's mostly probably just going to be barbarian spear troops and stuff, so it's not going to be too big of a threat. Let's check out our army one more time. Yeah, I have minimal phalanx troops, but you can spread phalanx troops really thin against barbarian light infantry, so we really shouldn't be at much of a disadvantage, if any. And we're going to continue retraining all of our troops down here in Tyre. Sometimes it's just armor upgrades, but that's okay. You want to go ahead and get your men all the upgrades that they can get. And it looks like I have a couple of ships at Pella. Let's go ahead and train a couple of more ships. And once I get done using these ships, we can disband them. And that will help keep my costs down, basically.
March!
So we got our men back in Byzantium. We can now train Pedromoi. So I'm going to train several units of those so I can take them with me on my fight against the barbarians. We have cities where we need to keep some buildings going, and I always suggest building buildings first that help with the happiness of the settlement. So I'm going to go ahead and build just the temple first, and up here we can just build anything we want. And Byzantium, go ahead and build better barracks. Got our troops to retrain there. Alright, I think we got everything in order. And we're training troops in Byzantium. I might go ahead and train a couple of ships. I don't know, Halicarnassus is busy training, and so is Sparta. Alright, we'll just slowly be training ships so that we have enough ships to deal some hurt to this giant Persian navy here. You can see they have a huge number of ships, so we're going to need a pretty large navy to go take them down. And once I take them down, like I said, I'll just disband most of those boats in order to save me the upkeep cost, which I think is pretty expensive with a navy. Alright, so ISIS is besieged. This shouldn't be too much of an issue, though. Alright. So, we can definitely tell that we're going to need an army to deal with the Scythians, because they are becoming quite meddlesome and annoying. Alright. Looks like everything's going well. The Scythians have another army down here outside of Pella, so they're just really a major nuisance at the moment. Not really much of anything else. I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve this. So that'll drive them back to their lands, and that'll allow me to just quickly get them out of my hair. Not quite as effective as fighting the battle on your own, but like I said, it'll just get them out of my hair for a little while. Let's go ahead and keep our towns growing here. We're going to need to defend ISIS. We don't want to let it stay besieged because that's going to reduce the numbers of my troops and keep us at a lower income and not allow for buildings to be worked on. So we're going to go ahead and get our troops. This is the Scythian faction heir, so he really shouldn't have come here because he's going to die. Anyway, I'll see you on the battle map.